Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in the world it is that you are. Welcome once more to another live reading and commentary of the Bible, Modern English Version. We're doing a page by page reading of the Bible. We've embarked on our journey now for it's probably been about a couple months that we've been doing this little Bible study, and I feel good about it. Let's go ahead and get into the book of Leviticus, chapter 23. And as I read through this, I will provide my commentary as I see fit. Oh, I better plug this in. Hold up. Okay. Good thing I noticed the battery was almost dead. All right. Leviticus 23, the appointed feast. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, concerning the feast of the Lord that you shall proclaim to be holy convocations. These are my appointed feasts. The Sabbath. For 6 days work shall be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of complete rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no work. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings. All right, so on the Sabbath day, they're not supposed to do anything laborious. The Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. These are the appointed feasts of the Lord, holy convocations which you shall proclaim in their appointed times. On the 14th day of the first month, at evening, is the Lord's Passover. On the 15th day of the same month is the Feast of Unleavened Bread to the Lord. For 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. On the first day you shall have a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work, but you shall offer a food offering made by fire to the Lord for 7 days. On the seventh day is a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work. So basically, Leviticus is going over the quote unquote holidays of the time. Offering the first fruits. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when you have come into the land that I am giving you and reap its harvest, then you shall bring a sheaf bundle of the first fruits of your harvest to the priest, and he shall wave the sheaf before the Lord so that you may be accepted. On the day after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it. You shall offer that day, when you wave the sheaf, a year-old male lamb, without blemish, for a burnt offering to the Lord. The grain offering shall be 2/10 of an ephah. That's their measurement of money. Of wheat flour, or maybe a measurement of just weighing things. Of wheat flour mixed with oil, and a food offering made by fire to the Lord for a pleasing aroma. Its drink offering shall be of wine, a fourth of a hin. You shall eat neither bread nor grain parched or fresh until the same day that you have brought an offering to your God. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generation in your dwelling. You know, in these times, I'll tell you, it must have smelled like barbecue all the time. I mean, I know these are offerings to their God, but just thinking about it, you got lamb on the fire, um, some sort of fruit, some wine, grain with olive oil. Sounds like a very delicious meal, doesn't it? Okay, the Feast of Weeks. You shall count 7 full weeks from the next day after the Sabbath, from the day that you brought the sheaf bundle of the wave offering. You shall count 50 days to the day after the seventh Sabbath. Then you shall offer a new grain offering to the Lord. You shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2 tenths an ephah. They shall be of wheat flour, baked with leaven. They are the first fruits to the Lord. You shall offer with the bread 7 lambs without blemish of the first year, 1 bull and 2 rams. They shall be for a burnt offering to the Lord, with their grain offering and their drink offerings. That is, a food offering made by fire of a pleasing aroma to the Lord. You shall sacrifice 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 lambs of the first year for a sacrifice of peace offerings. The priest shall wave them with the bread of the first fruits for a wave offering before the Lord with the 2 lambs. They shall be holy to the Lord for the priest. You shall make a proclamation on the same day, and shall hold a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work. It shall be a perpetual statute in all your dwellings throughout your generations. When you reap the harvest of your land, you shall not reap your field up to the edge, nor shall you gather any gleaning of your harvest. You shall leave them to the poor and to the foreigner. I am the Lord your God. The Feast of Trumpets. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall have a Sabbath, a memorial with the blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work, and you shall offer a food offering made by fire to the Lord. The Day of Atonement. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of the seventh month, there shall be the Day of Atonement. It shall be a holy convocation to you, and you shall humble yourselves and offer a food offering made by fire to the Lord. You shall do no work on that same day, for it is the Day of Atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whoever is not humbled on that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whoever does any work in that same day, that person I will destroy from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be to you a Sabbath of complete rest, and you shall afflict your souls. On the 9th day of the month, starting at the evening, from evening to evening, you shall celebrate your Sabbath. A Feast of Tabernacles. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 7th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days to the Lord. On the first day shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work. For 7 days you shall offer food offerings made by fire to the Lord. On the 8th day it shall be a holy convocation to you, and you shall offer a food offering made by fire to the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and you shall do no regular work. These are the appointed feasts of the Lord, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer a food offering made by fire to the Lord, burnt offerings and grain offerings, sacrifices and drink offerings, each on its proper day. Besides the Sabbath of the Lord, besides your gifts, besides all your vows, and besides all your free will offerings, which you give to the Lord. On the 15th day of the 7th month, when you have gathered in the produce of the land, you shall keep a feast to the Lord for 7 days. On the first day shall be a Sabbath, and on the 8th day shall be a Sabbath. You shall take on the first day the branches of majestic trees, branches of palm trees, branches of leafy trees, and willows from a brook. And you shall rejoice before the Lord your God for 7 days. You shall keep it as a feast to the Lord for 7 days in the year. It shall be a perpetual statute in your generations. You shall celebrate it in the 7th month. You shall dwell in booths for 7 days. All who are native children of Israel shall dwell in booths, that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel dwell in booths when I brought them out of their land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Moses declared to the children of Israel the feast of the Lord. All right, so let's see. We'll go into Leviticus 24 tomorrow. Leviticus 24 goes into the punishment for blasphemy. That should be interesting to read. That should be interesting. So, everyone, take care. Have a great day. Thanks for keeping up with me when it comes to this page by page reading and commentary of the Bible. Having a hard time with Leviticus. Today, not so much, but still, there's things in it that, mm, I feel a certain way. But we have a lot coming up. After Leviticus comes the book of Numbers and then the book of Deuteronomy. I'm looking forward particularly to the book of Deuteronomy. So, everyone, take care. Have a great day. Keep God first. Bye bye.